Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel today. If you're new, my name is Emily. I created Definite Hearing as a way to increase awareness for the deaf and hard of hearing. I did this because I'm hard of hearing myself. I wear hearing aids and wow, I love them so much. My hearing aids help me hear sounds that I wouldn't hear otherwise without them. I am discovering new sounds almost every day. Like the other day, my new sound for the day was the fact that a pressure cooker sizzles while it is trying to get up to pressure. At first I couldn't figure out what the sound was, and then trying to figure out what it was, I realized, oh, this pressure cooker makes sounds. That is cool. It was really fun just to pause and listen. For today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about coronavirus, specifically clear masks. There are so many cool clear masks out there. Today, I want to talk about two different clear masks. The first mask I want to talk about is a smart mask by Razer. It's a Project Hazel is what they called it. And this smart mask is really interesting because it is not as high tech as I thought it was, but it is higher tech than a typical fabric mask. The first principle of the Razer mask is that it's safe. This mask, very similar to other masks, protects from the inhale or exhale of coronavirus particles. The next claim is that they feel that this mask is social. Because it's clear in the front with the two vents on the side, it's easier to see people's smiles and therefore their facial expressions. So they feel like this mask, because it's clear, makes it more social. And from a hard of hearing standpoint, and I think hearing people feel the same way, that is definitely true. Clear masks are more social than other not see-through or opaque masks. We rarely see other people's smiles now, and it is special when we do get to see one. Next, this mask is also made out of recyclable plastic. So it's reusable in the fact that it's plastic, you can wipe it clean, but also in the fact that it's recyclable. So you essentially could just take this mask and throw it in the recycle bin. I don't know about the vents though, they didn't specify that, but it sounds like the general face shield part is recyclable plastic. I would be curious to know if the vents are made out of recycled plastic. I couldn't find anything specific on that, but hey, I am for products that are for sustainable efforts. Next, they claim that these Razer masks are comfortable. They have an interesting silicone nose piece on the bridge, and the loops are just set in size, so that's kind of nice. I would be curious though to see if the loops are adjustable, because if they're not, it could create problems for different face shapes. But this over the nose bridge part is made out of comfortable, flexible silicone. I would be curious to know how that silicone would perform though over many hours of wear, because I think of medical professionals, and I've seen pictures of them wearing masks day in and day out, and it causes bruises, sores, swelling, acne, also called maskne. So I would be curious to see how that silicone on the Razer mask would perform. Because of the vents on this mask, when people inhale, it brings in cold air, and when they exhale, the vents push out the hot air from their exhale. So it naturally creates this anti-fog mechanism on the mask. So that is neat as well. And last but not least, they claim that these masks are personalizable. So this is really interesting. They have a light on it, and you can tune the light to different colors, up to, they say, 16 million different RGB color combinations. Wow. Being an artist working with Illustrator, I know that is definitely possible. So that's kind of fun. You can make your mask light up. I was curious if they put a little spotlight on it. So if it's dark, instead of having to pull out your phone flashlight, you could turn on your mask and see. I thought that was really cool too, that this mask is personalizable. So as far as it being a smart mask, you can probably see why I saw this and thought interesting. It is definitely a more high-tech mask, but a smart mask to me is a mask that I would wear that would have all of these features that would probably tell me my oxygen intake levels, my breathing levels, that kind of thing. So I think that this is great. I think this is a step in the right direction. I'm all for the clear mask, the social aspect, the customizable aspect, and also the sustainable aspect. I do like that this mask also encourages reuse, because if you spend a lot of money on a mask, you're not gonna just let it fall on the sidewalk and walk away. I've seen so many disposable masks along the sidewalk or things like that, just because, they can fall out of people's pockets or they just get left behind. So I do love that sustainable aspect as well. All right, so the next mask that I'm going to talk about is the Ford Clear N95 mask. Ford, last time I checked, was trying to get this approved by the government, the US government, to to accept it as an alternative N95 mask. It has a clear window. It seems kind of bulky. I'm curious to see how that will work. That said, this mask, based on the pictures, is more folded and rounded. It looks like the reflection would be disrupted on this mask, which is ideal. Because one thing that I saw with the Ford Razer mask is that it is smooth, and that's nice and that looks great. But as far as functionality, sometimes there's a weak spot in clear masks because they're so smooth, the reflection makes it as if you can't even see people's lips. And plus that, the plastic blocks the sound way more than cloth would. Okay, I have to add as well that the Razer mask said that they had some kind of technology that made it easier to like transmit the sound, and that was through the vents. The vents have some kind of technology that allows that to happen, which makes sense because if you have vents with more holes, it might not be as safe for coronavirus, but it definitely lets sound through better than say the Ford mask where it's like plastic all the way across. The Ford mask does look like it has cloth around the mask, which would explain why it could be breathable and it wouldn't fog up as much. So Ford committed that they would make 100 million masks by 2021. We are here. I still have yet to see if that officially happened, but I think that it is neat that in addition to their efforts to make masks for people, they are also making accessible masks. So I hope that they are able to do that on a large scale. I do appreciate that they have recognized that there is power in smiles, that clear masks are more accessible for the hard of hearing and for teachers. And I have to say, clear masks are accessible for everyone. People keep saying like, oh, wear a clear mask because it's good for the hard of hearing and deaf people, and yes, it is. Like, hands down, please. From my own personal experience, I love like clear masks. And so just like all that said, I think that it's important for everyone to consider that like accessibility for one is accessibility for all. And that's kind of something that I think that we can think more about and be more practical about. So that said, with masks, I definitely know that masks have not been easy for any of us. I think that it's hard because even for me, like I wear opaque masks most of the time because my clear masks are hard to keep up like clean. I feel like the cloth masks are so much easier to clean, and it's easier like if I hop in my car and go to the grocery store and I realize, oh my goodness, I need a mask. Well, I have my cloth ones everywhere. And so I think it's just making that conscious effort to say, we want clear masks and we want masks that are reusable, but that we can clean well, and really innovating to make something that answers all of those pain points. With the technology we have nowadays, I know that it's possible, and I'm grateful that these respective companies are making an effort to look at those pain points and address those. So what do you think? Would you be more likely to wear the Ford mask or the Project Hazel Razer mask? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Personally, I haven't tried either of these masks. I've used bend-shaped masks, and boy, do I love them. I definitely recommend bend-shaped masks. I'll include a link in the description below. Have you tried any clear masks that you really like? I would also love to hear about those in the comments below. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to making more great content for you. Bye!